In this video, we're going to look at some of the financial reporting functionality that is available in your PhotoMerchant account. So to make a start, we'll move to the Store section on our left navigation strip and down to Reports. Great, so you'll see here our default view or tab is a profit loss report. You'll view your sales, total income and gross profit here, and in the table below we get to look at some of the operating expenses that you'll want to take out of the gross profit in order to arrive at your net profit. So the first thing you'll notice here is that I don't have any data loading in my report at the moment. This is all producing zeros. So I probably need to go a little further back in my date range to access some useful information. You can do this by using the drop box at the top here. This controls my date range, and you can see the default setting here is the last 30-day period. So that's a rolling 30 days. You can be really specific and look at today's report, yesterday, the last 7 days, and so on. You can also set a custom date range if you have a specific period you'd like to check out. I'm going to use the past 12 months, and you can see now that some useful data is starting to load in my numbers column there. Great, so one more point I'll raise here. If you're not yet familiar with some of the expenses listed here and you need a little bit more info on those, go down to the Help and Support tab, or you can load directly our support page at support.photomerchant.com, and you should then have this support page, and you can look for a simple term like costs, and that will return a couple of really useful FAQ articles for you. So what does the service cost? How do I get paid? Those articles will cover in some detail those operating expenses that we see in our reports here. So go and have a look at those if you're not sure about what happens with those expenses. Now let's flick over to the Revenue tab. And what we have here is a summary of revenue per gallery. So I have a landscape gallery and a couple of wedding reception galleries that have collected revenue over the past 12 months. Again, I'm looking at a 12-month period. Your page will probably load using that default last 30 days. So make sure you select the date range you want there. And at the moment, I'm looking at this report based on the galleries. In this account, I don't actually have any gallery categories. So you can see this is just an uncategorized collection of galleries. But if you do have categories, you'll see a breakdown of those category revenues there as well. So I can use this Revenue tab per gallery for this date range to get an idea of which of my galleries are performing best. And I can then use these last two function buttons to the top right. Export will give me a CSV downloadable file that I can use to play with those numbers in a spreadsheet program. And the Print button will give me a nice clean printable version of that revenue report. I'm going to cancel that for the moment. The same is also true of the Export and Print buttons on that first profit loss report. So very handy functionality there. Great, so that's the reporting functionality. Have a play with those numbers, and if you need a hand with anything, you can reach us at help@photomerchant.com.